Hey everybody, Carl here. Welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel, where in the last episode, we wrapped up Chapter 2, The Verdant City, which means we are about to dive right back into a brand new chapter, back at school. So, June has come, summer is here, we are jumping forward to the 15th of June. A rainy day.
It was the middle of June. With summer well underway, a rainy spell seemed to hang over Trista. With our field study wrapped up, the other members of Class 7 and I returned to normal school life. But just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams.
Oh no.
I'm no good with all these papers and essays and circling answers, so I won't really be able to help you much. But I'm administering some of your tests, so I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. Make me proud, class!
Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder how you became our teacher.
As I recall, aren't you in danger of a lecture by the vice principal if our performance isn't up to par?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Most of you tend to get pretty high grades anyway. I can hardly wait to see how well you all do. Remember, the results will be announced next Wednesday. Your scores will be posted on the board by rank, so you can see how you compare to the other classes in your year.
Oh, the sooner this week is over, the better.
I can almost taste the tedium.
I'm not gonna let Emma squeak by me again this time.
Oh, one more thing. They're gonna stick the average score for each class up there on the board, too.
Our class averages?
I suppose their intent is to furnish us with motivation in the form of class bragging rights.
Well, I do enjoy a challenge.
Anyway, I know it's only noonish, but I think that's enough homeroom for today. You guys can stay here and study, or just head on back to your dorms. Up to you. Prez, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. Stand, bow.
Jeez, what should I do? I could stand to bone up on just about everything, honestly. My biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you, if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare, though. You mean it? That'd be a huge help. My biggest weak spot is Erebonian history, I guess. I doubt that comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think I understand all the material we've gone over directly in class, but there are some finer points. I can aid you with that if you'd like. Though in return, I'd appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military science essay. It'd be my pleasure. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review in private. I'll see you all later. Huh? What's up with her? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. I could have sworn I saw her looking over at Fee. Hey, Reen? Huh? What is it? You heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. I'm gonna come and join you guys a bit later. Alright then. Perhaps we'll see you later. The day before the exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. When you run out of bonding points, the time of day will change to evening, and the main story will advance. Not midterms! I thought we were playing Trails to get away from that. Well, that's how it goes. Let's get ready to study! Day before exams. We have 3 study points? Man, this is a class school RPG after all. Well, let's talk about what's to be done today. We have 4 miscellaneous things, such as talking to Claire in the art room for a character note, Teresia on the first floor of the library for character notes, reading Sport Beyond Tradition on the bookshelf in the library, and feeding that black cat with some fresh milk on the second floor of the library. Other than that, it's all about preparing for those midterm exams. So there's a couple of events related to that, such as talking to Instructor Thomas, exploring the bookcase. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And we have approximately 6 different bonding scenes, but only 3 points. So we're gonna have to decide which ones we want to go with. I think in general, and I don't know if it's optimal or not, but I kind of want to stick with the scenes that give us, you know, XP with characters that we don't usually take into combat, just so that it's easier to... Because the idea is that there's bonding trophies in this game, right? And I want to get as many as possible on one playthrough, which means that I want to get everybody up to a really high level, and then make a save that towards the later parts of the game when I can sort of boost some of the characters' bonding, I just have to reload that save to boost all the bonding and see all the scenes, etc. So, that's pretty much what we're gonna go with. So, let's just take this nice and easy. Let's just kind of do it based on where we are on the map. So, we're at school. Let's just quickly go and check the rooftop here before we do anything else. See if there's a, do I dare say it, romantic rendezvous in the rain. Oh, who's this? Who's this? Okay, it's a girl. I see a skirt. Oh no, is it Beryl? Abort! Abort! Eject! Oh no. Alright, hey Beryl.
I love the rain. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't even need to study thanks to a special little trick of mine. Page 44 will be on our Orbital Science exam. This is certain. This is fate.
You're just making things up now. What if she does have some sort of special powers? I mean, it couldn't hurt to study that page just in case. Increase your knowledge of orbital science! That's right. The more of these events that we catch around, the better we're gonna do on our midterms. So, also, that's a little romantic.
Everything on page 44 will be on the Orbital Science test. How do I know? A girl has to have her secrets.
Alright, Beryl. You keep being you. Let's get in from the rain there and check out the boys over on the couch. Over on the couch. Well, I'm gonna make a little save-a-rooney here. And then we're gonna engage. Oh, are the two of you studying military science? Looks like you guys are tearing through things too. More or less. You caught us just as we reached a section on military symbols. Care to join us? Study with Jusis and Gaius? This will consume a study point. Sure.
Sure. Couldn't hurt. I didn't know a thing about military science until we entered the academy.
I'm not feeling terribly confident. It's not as though most schools teach military minutiae alongside literature and math. We're all in the same boat here. Either way, we'll be happy to have another person to paddle. Have a seat. Then let's begin. Map marking symbols are used to represent an assortment of different units and formations. This is the symbol for infantry. Reen, try to draw the symbol for headquarters from memory.
Gotcha. I'm pretty sure it's this.
Gaius, think you can draw the symbol for an armored troop? Sure, this should be it. Now I have a tough one for you. What does this symbol mean? That's engineer, right? You got it. Phew. There's so much to memorize for this class. And the fact that we're going in blind makes it even worse. They seem like the raw basics, too. Given that not all of us will end up involved with the military, it does seem a little excessive. But bear in mind that our military science class is to teach us how to deal with harsh situations efficiently. In that sense, there's plenty to learn even if we never find ourselves on the battlefields. That's probably why it's mandatory. If we could save our lives, we owe it to ourselves to do well. Agreed. Jusis, Gaius, and Reen stayed together for a while longer, continuing to test each other on military science. Ah, yeah. Let's go. Reen and Jusis reached Link level 2. That's crazy. So it's not that much Link XP this time around. This seems like a topic that's likely to come up. Well, I'm not that familiar with it either, so I think it's a good idea to study up on it more. Have fun. As students here, military science is one subject we can't avoid. Make sure to review the subject thoroughly. Will do, but now with you guys, we're going back so I have more study points to spend on the various folk around. Ferris, how you been?
Studying? For exams? Ha! Surely you jest. Excellent grades come naturally to me. There's no need for something as common as studying. That's just the nature of nobility after all. We have gifts that mere commoners cannot fathom.
But you've got pencil marks all over your hands.
Your imagination is playing tricks on you. If you let it lead you any further, you might imply that I've been studying in secret just to show Alisa up. I've no need to study. These marks on my hand are absolutely not the result of a rigorous study regimen.
Wow, I guess she's really the kind of person who puts 110% into everything she does. Can I help you, Colette?
Everyone's so absorbed in studying for their midterms. I don't think anyone would call my grades amazing, so maybe I should start doing the same. If my parents' threats are to be believed, the fate of my allowance depends on it.
How will you then go shopping? Oh, we have Mint and you're Bridget, right? I keep confusing you with the other girl.
The music room is actually a great place to study during the test period. It's so quiet. I invited Alan along to study with me, but he turned me down. Maybe he really is trying to avoid me.
No, he's just being a silly goose.
I just don't understand why he's being like this. We used to get along so well in Sunday school. I wonder if something happens. You might not have noticed, but I'm an orbital science whiz. My dad's a Rhymeford employee, and he always used to help me study. Gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good about these exams. Can't wait to get a perfect score and surprise Uncle Makarov. Help you study? Sorry. I can't teach to save my life.
Oh, it was worth a shot. What's this, though? A book entitled The Fancier's Guide to Erebonian Opera and Paintings sits pompously upon the shelf. Why would one book cover such different topics? Still, I'll probably cover some of the stuff on our exams. Wouldn't hurt to give it a read. Increase your knowledge of arts! Yes! We did it! Woo! Ah, yeah. So again, just refer to the guide if you're looking for all of these thingamajigs. Alan, you're here though.
Alan? Are you sure you don't want to study with Bridget?
I mean, she definitely went out of her way to ask you and everything. I don't need her help. Let's hurry up and get back to the dorm so we don't get soaked.
Sure.
I'm not asking Bridget for help. I can study for midterms on my own just fine, thanks.
What's with Alan? That Bridget girl seemed pretty close to him for a noble.
Oh, Alan. You fool. These sweets are delicious, Nicholas. It's always helpful to eat something sweet while you study, so I thought I should make my own. Don't eat too many though, or you'll end up too energized to concentrate. Got it. Nothing tops having a classmate you can count on. Won't he crash though? At times like these, there's no better way to get your brain going than eating something sweet. That said, I'm going to start studying soon. I didn't know it was possible, but Nicholas has somehow gotten even better at cooking. Maybe I should ask him to cook something I could share with Emil. A meal, maybe? To share with Emil? You know? Art room, Clara. I want to learn things about you, girl.
Is there really any need to study for those tests? It should be easy enough to get a decent grade without the panicked scramble to study.
That's quite the claim. Well then. What a scene. I feel I've learned so much. Now let's see. You are a second year. Clara, natural talent. She seems to be able to score decently in exams without studying at all, and uses that time for art instead. There we go. Very good. The more you know. Those notes are really what's gonna give us that medal of compassion, is it? For getting to know our friends. Alright, I just use my senses to sense where people are on this floor. Principal Vandyck.
First years may not be used to them, but midterms are important examinations that determine your academic future. They test not only your general attitude towards your lessons, but the effort you put in before and after said lessons too. In other words, they exist for you to display just what you've learned ever since you enrolled here. Stay attentive and give them your all.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Midterms finally begin tomorrow. Stay attentive and give them your all.
Finally. Midterms. Makarov.
You probably know this already, but the faculty lounge is off limits while exams are going on. If you want to see a teacher, you gotta knock on the door and ask. You got something you want to ask me?
Yes. I've actually got an orbital science question to ask you.
Figures. Show me what's got you stumped. I'll get you up to speed.
Increase your knowledge of orbital science. Oh yeah, I'm gonna ace this exam.
Don't put too much work into the exams if you don't feel like it. As long as you don't give the vice principal another excuse to scream at me, I don't care how well you do.
Inspiring. The faculty lounge seems to be off limits during the exam period. Makes sense. Structure Mary?
These will be your very first midterms, won't they? I have to admit, I'm a little nervous too. This is the first time I've come up with questions for them. You should be fine as long as you study up on everything we've covered in class. Don't be afraid to ask questions either.
Well, I won't then. Be afraid to ask, that is. There were a couple of art history things I needed cleared up, actually.
Oh my! A student is really relying on me for help. What a pleasant surprise. Art evolved in very complex ways during the Middle Ages, you see.
Increase your knowledge of art. Yeah.
Feel free to pop in if you have any other questions. I'll do everything I can to help you resolve whatever issues you may have. Such is my duty as an instructor, after all.
I know that this is the first examination period for you first years, but try not to let it get to you. Your studies here are merely meant to shape your future and provide you with unforeseen possibilities. No pressure. As tough as the exams might seem, just put your all into them and everything should work out in the end. Well, it's easy to say, but it feels like life and death. Bianca.
I should probably be making my way home soon. But first, I have a report to make to Principal Vandyck. Exams begin tomorrow. I wish you all the very best of luck. Our midterms are really closing in. But I'm more afraid of the exam period being over than the exams themselves. When it's all over, I'll have to start going to swimming club practice again. Never mind. Just ignore me, please.
Oh, Laura really is driving this girl too hard.
I'm planning on studying in the cafe in town today. Hopefully that'll keep my mind on the midterms and off everything else.
Aw. I'm sorry, girl. Oh. Who? Okay. It's strange. Oh, credulity? Sure. It's strange credulity to imagine that anyone would forget their umbrella during such an extended period of rain. Master Vincent has always been one to defy expectations, however. Alright, what's going on here? Might I escort you home, mademoiselle? We can stroll along, safely tucked under the same umbrella as the raindrops perform their emotional, percussive concert.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to decline your clearly selfless offer, because I'll be studying for our midterms right here.
As curt as always, I see. But I must ask, mademoiselle, would it not break your heart to see me sharing an umbrella with another fine lady?
My heart would be fine. In fact, it'd feel better if you did. I might think about it if you manage to score better than me on these midterms. You always seem to be just below me.
I see. Well then, that's the main building all checked out. Let's get out of here. This rainy day. We're practicing for our midterms of all things. But Kenneth's still out there, tossing that line. Maybe I should too. I bet I could fish here. Yeah. This is what it's about. This is what it's all about. There we go. Yeah. Never a doubt in my mind.
Not bad.
Honor carp. I'm gonna need a new rod. I don't suppose you can help me with a new rod, can you? Oh, looks like you become a brown angler. That's proof you've been really racking up the catches. I think you've got the potential to go pretty far. Yeah, about that. I don't really get what these titles mean. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, now that you're a brown angler, you can trade your points for some new stuff. There's even a new fishing rod available this time, so get fishing for more points. Fine by me. It'd be a waste to miss out on a chance to get some better tools. There we go. Deluxe rod, a standard rod modified to be easy to use, ideal for catching medium-sized fish. We're buying it. We also now have the carp badge, an upgraded swordtail badge. Whoa, a badge with a picture of a carp on it, part of a set. Ooh. And this one, Seiryu, attacks, crafts, commute, freeze enemies. 10% chance. Cool. I wonder if it's like a 10% chance and then it's a 50-50 on those two effects, or if it's a 10% chance for mute and a 10% chance for freeze. I don't know. But regardless of that, carp badge. Part of a set. I would like that actually. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. No, let's buy one of these. You know, I'll also buy another one too. Just buy a couple of those. So I have something fun to play with. Huh. Nothing better to do with all this rain than get some fishing in. Fish always bite better in the rain anyway. Midterms? What about them? Who's got the time to study for exams? This guy. True Lake Lord through and through. Alright. Might as well swap to the deluxe rod and see what bites. Because there's more fishies to get, and we've gotten everything we get with the beginner rod, so I don't see the harm in swapping it out, but, you know, some things remain the same. The swordtail. The only constant in my life of turmoil. But, we should take the time to relax while we can. We sent out another field study where our lives are put in danger. Then again, our lives are put in danger plenty at the school, so it's not like that really... It's just danger everywhere, really.
What even is this?
Yeah, it's a crayfish. Probably quite good if we cook them up. We should do some more cooking. I need more of my party with me, and also some more ingredients and the like. And there's just no rush with these things, you know? As long as we get the recipes, we can make the dishes when it suits us. Yeah. And finally, Let's see what we get. Yep. I think it's always worth fishing just because of the point system. It's really great at encouraging me to fish because I know that if I don't, I'm sort of missing out. But previously I could just catch endless fish in a spot and then you sort of have to set those limits yourself. But being able to trade in for points is hella cool. Edel!
Rainy days are so lovely. They're truly a blessing for flowers and crops. Thank you, Adios.
Oh. Thank you for blessing us with this weather. Does the umbrella work or is it raining through? I have sneaking suspicion it's raining through. But that's, you know, that's okay. This is cool. The water effect on the umbrella itself is pretty cool, actually. That's neat. Gymnasium. I'm sensing 2 girls upstairs. I was right. I was right. So did Laura just not want to be around Fee? Was that her deal? Just because she's a Jaeger? Wait, does Laura know? Has Fee come clean? I guess Fee has come clean about her past. Maybe everybody's come clean about the... Maybe we'll just have like a group sharing session after a field trip.
Oh, are you two studying? Alisa probably met up with Laura because she was worried about her.
Yeah, we both figured we had a lot of art to brush up on. It's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things. That doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
I've never had to deal with a series of exams right in a row like this. Laziness could very well be tantamount to failure. Would you like to join us, Reen?
Study with Alisa and Laura? So looking at the lists, there's a couple of duos, and then there's also Crow and Towa. So I kind of want to stick with Crow and Towa, and then just pick one of the other groups here. Sure, I could go with you girls.
I'd love to. The exam's supposed to be focused on the basics of illustration, right?
You got it. Let's get started. How about you ask the first question, Reen?
Sure. Okay, first question. Alisa, what is a dessen?
I think it's a drawing that makes use of monochrome lines of varying heaviness to highlight the way light hits its subject.
You think correctly. So, Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly, with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be likened to an early first draft of a drawing.
That's right. Sketches and dessins are basically two sides of the same coin, since both are used to start a painting. The big difference is that dessins usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick.
But there's a method that's even quicker and more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be...
The French are back. I've never heard this word in my life and I feel embarrassed. Hold on. Alright, here's something. Oh wow, that's sound quality. Okay, croquis. We'll go with that. I hope somebody got this guy out of the tunnel he's stuck in. It sounds like, or no, I think he's in like a big metal tube somewhere. Man, I hope someone sent help.
That would be croquis, I believe. You two know your stuff, but maybe that just means we should be using harder questions to study with. Let me see if I can find some.
Hey, Reen, if you want, I can ask the next set of questions. It's hardly effective studying if you don't get to answer any questions yourself.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here and I'll find you a really good one.
Well, if you insist. Maybe we should have expected this.
He really is a kind-hearted person. And so, the three continue their art study session.
Nice! Bonds up! Bling! Finally, Alisa.
Finishing blow.
Wonderful. Now then, Laura.
The non-martial arts aren't exactly my forte, so a little extra studying might be my best interest. I mustn't get distracted by other issues. So there is something on her mind then.
Thanks for joining us. Having you around really helped us out today.
Don't worry about it, Alisa. I could say the same for you. Laura seems fine now, too. I'm not really sure what was with her earlier.
I wonder.
Oh, I didn't say anything. Anyway, hopefully all this hard work will pay off when we actually take those exams.
Fingers crossed.
Well, I better. Freaking better. I'm out here talking to everybody in the school. Actually, I would have done that anyway. It's nice to be rewarded for it. For once, the game acknowledges my playstyle. Wait, Monk, what are you doing out in the rain?
Rainy days are great, especially since you can always find great material once the rain stops. It never fails. Speaking of, a beautiful black cat strolled by just a little while ago. A black cat on a rainy day makes for some choice material too.
Just what is Monk's material? Will we ever know? Who can say? Lambert, how you been? It must be terribly cold in the stables right now due to this downpour. Fear not, Whitcomb. I'm coming to save you now.
He's certainly passionate.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Anybody else I can sense on campus? Yeah, that would be by the front entrance. So let me just jump through space-time here. Janitor Geiler?
Good grief. I pity anyone unlucky enough to be caught out in this downpour. Better go make sure that everything in the auditorium stays rust-free. It's gonna be some tough work. But at least I don't have exams to study for.
Yes. The auditorium doors are locked. Again? One of these days. Someone standing under an umbrella. Me just sneaking up on them. Is this the start of a rendezvous? Oh, Rosine.
Sister Ornella was gracious enough to offer me help with my studies. She does so much for me without expecting anything in return. I really do appreciate her kindness. There happened to be a few subjects I'm not entirely confident about, so I felt that I should take her up on her offer.
Oh, the classic Hugo-Becky duo.
Shut it, Hugo. I'm not taking any advice for you. I can memorize everything in one go the night before.
Becky. Won't be able to remember anything that way. The trick to memorization is to study up just before you go to bed. When you wake up, you review everything once more to seal the deal. It's easy, it's efficient, and best of all, it works. I guarantee it. You should try it too, Reem. Might as well give it a shot. Thanks. You learned an efficient new memorization method. Wowee. That's crazy. The trick to memorization is to do it just before you go to bed. Then you review it right after you wake up to make sure it sticks. Don't believe me? Try it for yourself. My favorite method is spaced repetition. Just be reminded to review it right as you're about to forget it. And that's the way it sticks.
I'm working today as well. I just need to do a wee bit of cramming the day before and I'll be sorted. The last thing I'm doing is taking advice for Hugo.
Sure. Couldn't agree more. We got Margarita over there. I'm sure it's a lovely conversation awaiting us. But first, we have plenty to do here in the library, so let's just kind of get started with the boys. Let's make sure we do a save here so that I can come back to this moment in time. Oh, so this is where you are. Wow. When you guys study, you two don't mess around. Well, no better motivator than fear, right? Our exams start tomorrow. We gotta know our orbital science. I wanna make sure I study as much as I possibly can before then. There's no such thing as too prepared. Besides, this is our last chance to get a full day of studying in. How about it, Reen? Up for one last marathon study session?
I suppose I could be persuaded.
Sure, I'll join you guys for a while. Orbital science isn't quite my forte anyway. In that case, let's get started with the basics.
Sounds good to me. So, orbital energy is generated by septium, right? And it differs from other types of energy in that it replenishes itself over time.
It's hard to imagine what life would be like without it. Orbital energy is in everything. Lighting, railways, telephones, battle orbments. That segues nicely into our next topic. Let's talk battle orbments. Their first key feature is their portability. The second is their ability to synchronize with their user, allowing them to easily use orbital arts. Magic for the everyman. Magic for the everyman. Feature 3 is their flexibility. A battle orbman's capabilities can change dramatically based on the quartz within. That summary wouldn't have been more perfect if we read it out of the textbook. That's our Machias. I can't believe you could rattle off all that without even stopping to think. What if you already have the basics down? Are you just trying to help me study instead of focusing on what you really need to study? No, it's not that. Reciting the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It might look flashy, but this is a really productive studying for me too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our orbital science review, I would appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done. Of course. I'd be happy to. Really? Well, thanks. Oh, cute. Rean, Machias, and Elliot continue their orbital science studies, feeling much more confident about the exam every minute. The boys. Alright, it's been real, guys.
Thanks for helping us study, Rean. Hopefully we'll both do well on our midterms.
We've gotten to the point as a society where orbments are pretty much an essential part of our daily lives. Can't hurt to have a firm grasp on all their uses and applications. True. But I'm gonna rewrite causality, and we're back. Alright, this thing right here has a new book for me. Sports Beyond Tradition. Read Sports Beyond Tradition. Its contents were added to book notes. Suppose I usually thumb through them. I could thumb through it. So it's one of the books that we want to add to the list, and will be in my Misk Crossbell books. Woohoo! Librarian Carol.
Nice to see you, Rean. We have private study areas available if you need one. You can find them up on the far end of the second floor. You'll find all sorts of reference books on the bookshelves too. They should prove rather helpful, I think.
I'll be sure to check it out. Thank you very much.
I haven't had any time to read anything fiction with our exam starting tomorrow. Can you imagine how it feels to be separated from your true love? These exams need to end so I can get back to reading. This is so hard, Teresia. Help me.
Come now, don't give up so quickly. The two of us will get through these together, one by one.
You really are hopeless when it comes to studying, aren't you?
Gee, thanks for the reminder.
The difference between the way she's acting now and her reliable persona at lacrosse club captain is rather funny. I think Alisa and Ferris's perception of her would be shattered if they saw her like this.
Well, we all have our weak moments.
Gotta admit, I'm pretty bad at telling myself to just sit down and study. Fortunately, I got Teresia to help me out.
True friends. Now then, anybody up here? There is indeed. You there, girl.
Oh, a book on horse riding. It's not what I should be reading right now. I've got to study for my exams, not about horses. Can't wait to show those upper class students up.
Alright, but this... A book entitled Political Economics, a Primer, sits primly on the shelf.
Given the subject matter, this book seems really accessible. This would probably make for a good refresher.
Increase your knowledge of political economics. Woo! Let's go! Oh, hello, Black Cat. Indeed.
How'd that cat manage to get in here? I guess it must have been looking for somewhere to get out of the rain. Actually, I have some fresh milk on me. Should I give her some?
We should indeed. We gotta give her milk at every opportunity to get something real cool. Breen gave her fresh milk. Aw. Okay. She seems so happy. Maybe I'll bring her some more another time. Alright. Cute. Alright. Instructor. Oh, hello there! Did you come along to review some of what we've covered in class? Actually, I was just passing by. Oh, come now. There's no need to be shy. Not when it comes to history. Let's get started, shall we? Why don't we go over every little thing that might possibly come up on your exam? That sounds like it could be helpful. I can actually stay awake. Increase your knowledge of Erebonian history, unsolicited language, and the history facts. Alright. Guess who stumbled upon an interesting book while he was researching his teaching materials? It's entitled The Truth Behind Saint Sandlot and weighs in at a whopping 380 pages. Reen, care to join me for an enjoyable read? Well, gee, I'd love to, but I'm so busy with studying that I really must be off now. Sorry. Nice dodge. Oh well. I know. I'll have the students who fail their exams come join me for a live reading of the entire book. Can't imagine a better way to bring the material to life. That should ensure that it sticks with them for next time. Adios. If I must fail an exam, please don't let it be Erebonian history. Oh boy. 380 pages of Saint Sandlot. That's crazy. Alright. That should be good. The only buildings that remain is the Student Union building and the Engineering building. And we got Margarita over here. Sup? There's a famous saying about days like these. Margaritas always go down smoothest in the rain. Wait, is that a saying? That's why I'm so tantalizing when the dark clouds roll in. But just look, don't touch. I think I've hit my limit, actually. Just when will my darling come for me? What if he's preparing a single umbrella to walk me home with? Oh my, how chivalrous of him. Alright, I'm gonna go inside here, I think. Yep. Every student's least favorite time of year is finally upon us. Well, one of them anyway. Don't think for a second you're gonna make it through this with decent grades just by praying Adios. Adios only helps those who help themselves. Which means you've gotta do a whole lot of studying. I suppose. I'm just curious about my battlescope situation. It's at 3 right now, so let's just get that back up to 5 so that we feel safe. But Imperial Chronicle Issue 3 is now for sale. So, let's get them. Issue 3, the RFTF is here. All the latest tech on show. Chairman Irina Reinford shares her vision for the future, but I'm sure we'll hear her name actually spoken later, so it should be fine. Also, cash money, 11K right now. We're balling. I can say that. Let's go to the books. Imperial Chronicle, Issue 3. Here we go. Economy. RFTF opens its doors to the public. The Reinford Trade Fair, RFTF, is held biennially and is an opportunity for the company to showcase its newest products to the world. This year, however, the event has opened its doors to the general public for the first time. As a result, Ruhr City, where the event will be held, is currently overflowing with tourists. The latest in Orbital technology on show. The Reinford Trade Fair is known as the largest trade fair of Orbital goods on Zemuria, showing off the latest in everything from Orbital stoves to weaponry. This year, the list of new goods includes an even wider array of innovations for airships, new battle orbments, and even cutting-edge devices known as Orbital washing machines. Reporters from across the continent are descending on Ruhr to cover the latest and greatest from the Orbital world. Chairman Irina holds press conference. At a Reinford Group press conference, Chairman Irina proclaimed that the year to come will be one of great progress for the company. She expressed dissatisfaction with the fact that the company does not yet dominate the continent and declared her intention to seize the initiative in expanding operations even further internationally. Her comments are believed to have come as a result of the increasing profitability of the company's 4th development division, established by the chairman herself. The cutting-edge research of that division was on full display at the recent trade fair, Their latest offerings included orbital network terminals made here in Erebonia, a new kind of battle orbment dubbed Arcus, and a state-of-the-art weaponized orbital staff. Culture, the man of the moment to appear in Ordis. This year's Ordis Summer Festival is looking to attract even more attention than usual, as a spokesman for the Imperial family has announced that Prince Olivert will be making an appearance. Known for his refined tastes, his appearance is sure to increase expectations for the event. A source connected to the Imperial family suggests that he may have decided to attend in order to ease tensions between the reformist and noble factions. International. Crossbell election results declared. The mayoral elections in the Crossbell state to the east have come to an end, with Dieter Kreuz appointed as the state's new mayor. Mayor Kreuz had previously made a name for himself as the CEO of the IBC, International Bank of Crossbell. He has, however, declared his intention to continue in that role, managing both positions at once. Considering the skill he has displayed in banking, Crossbell's economic future seems promising indeed. Gourmet Report, Sorcier Restaurants. Situated in Bereahard City, Sorcier looks out onto the city's beautiful central plaza. The restaurant has gained quite a reputation for the exceptional quality of the food served by its head chef and owner, a reputation this reporter found to be well-founded after trying the restaurant's jewel pottage, 640 mira. Well, considering sandwiches are 500, that's really... sorry. The Kreuzen province has recently had a significant increase in sales tax, but the owner insists that those measures have not significantly affected the number of customers patronizing his establishment. Spotlight, Riding Club, Nines. The summer races are almost upon us. Experience the excitement of horse racing for yourselves. Special seats are available for club members. Ask at the office. Alright, we're up to date on the world. Some fun stuff, some interesting stuff there. Some familiar names, huh?
Everywhere you look, there's someone with their nose in a book and their notes at the ready. Well, this cafeteria is a place for you students, so I'm not going to stop anyone from studying here. I'll be happy to pour you some lemon tea if you get tired too. Oh, the sandwich ain't complimentary. Where's Rex? There you are.
Man, all the cute girls keep chasing me off since they don't want to be bothered while they're studying. What's the point of being on edge this late in the game? You either know something or you don't. Cramming now is a waste of time.
Well, Linda and Vivi, you guys working together okay?
Studying is so boring. But Reen here might make things interesting. In fact, I've got a great idea. Why don't we have a little Q&A competition? Every time someone gets a question wrong, they have to take off an article of clothing. Seriously? I'm not doing that. Never in a million years. Oh, okay. Guess you won't be studying at all then. That's not what I meant.
As long as everyone keeps their clothes on, I'm fine with helping you two study. It'll probably help me too. Studied material that might be on the exam. Very vague? Very vague indeed.
Come on, Vivi. At least pretend to take this seriously. I know that you're not exactly the shining star of the education system. It's fine. Because you're such a good sister, you'll switch places with me during the exam. Says who? Sometimes I wonder why I even bother. I'm pretty excited for our results to get posted.
Man, what's the point of studying? I just want to go to the fencing club, damn it. Man, you're always like this when it comes to exam season. Can't really say I disagree though. The sooner we're done with exams, the sooner we can get back to our clubs. All we can do is make sure they don't end too painfully. Yeah, gotcha. Now then, the girls. Let's say hello. Are the two of you going over Erebonian history?
I can't memorize things like this.
Cause it's all pointless.
Fee? That seems a little harsh. Oh, I know. Why don't you join us, Reen?
I'm sure it would make studying more enjoyable for Fee too.
Study with Emma and Fee? Sure. That sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the War of the Lions, right?
That's right. Shall we start from the beginning then? After that, Drykos gathered soldiers in the Nord Highlands. In the year 952 of the Septian calendar, he liberated the capital, bringing the war to an end.
Excellent! Well done, Fee!
I guess it stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of that year, which is next month, so that's easy to remember. They say it was raining in Heimdall that day. But legend has it the moment Emperor Drykos stepped into the city, the rain stopped. Huh. That's neat.
Yeah, it seems like a story that'll stick in my memory. You're a pretty good teacher, aren't you?
Well, I'm always using tricks like these to help me remember things. If you're having fun while you study, it makes it that much easier for the material to stick in your memory.
Interesting. So that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too. Shall I finish this stuff off then?
Please.
Reen stayed with Emma and Fee for a while longer, making sure they knew their Erebonian history back to front. Nice! Nice!
I can't really memorize this kind of stuff. Remembering where I've planted explosives and stuff's easy though.
Sorry to say, I don't think that's going to show up on our midterms.
That seems to have been a rewarding study session for Fee. Thank you, Reen. I hope we both do well on the exams.
Indeed. Now I must jump through time and space and head upstairs. See if I can't find myself a student council president or two to hang out with. Feeling confident about these midterms, Dorothy?
I never have a problem with classical studies or literature. In fact, I'm very excited for classical studies, letting my fantasies take over as I study works' wonders. For instance, how could I ever forget the star-crossed knights whose love-hate relationship took a tragic turn when they met in combat?
Hey, you're getting all starry-eyed. I should probably be worrying about myself right now. Guess I'll go back to the dorm and get studying. Yeah, she's fine.
Come to think of it, Instructor Thomas gives me some of those vibes. He's so touchy-feely with you, the other male instructors.
Okay, Dorothy, did not need to know that. Stefan.
We had a match against the upper-class chess club just before the exam started. And you know what? We won! All thanks to Machias. It was every bit as good as I expected him to be.
I'm glad. That's good. Show those nobles. What for? Well. What do we have here? Okay, girls.
Oh, hi, Reen. How goes the studying?
I suppose it's probably fine. These are going to be my first midterms ever. I'm more than a little nervous.
First years. How innocent. It doesn't help that military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't, but you'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies and military science, to name two. Oh, and you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for the political economics exam, too.
Why's that?
Well, it's Mustache Man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich Angie.
He does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam.
Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it? If you're free, at least.
Are you sure?
Of course. You're always helping me out, right?
Political economics is Towa's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. Yes, please. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it.
I sure am. Let's get started then.
Thus, Rin and Towa's study session began. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now.
That's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too.
For an exam?
Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured at it for being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that.
Recent laws. The Financial Transactions Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed.
So that's the history behind the Financial Transaction Act.
Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year, too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And that was especially true in Heimdall, which is why that law was enacted there first.
I'll have to try and remember that.
And then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of.
In other words, a fancy name for the much reviled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. I have, yeah. It seemed like a pretty major topic back in Celtic.
If he's going to set a question about a recent law, it's probably going to be about one of these three. Hopefully that'll be some help at least.
Even if none of them come up, you've really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out.
If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help.
Thanks. I will. Your bond with Towa strengthened. So, we don't really reveal how much Link XP we have with Towa, but it still helps behind the scenes. Though again, for the final bonding scenes, like for characters like Towa, which we don't fight on the field of battle with Towa, but we still need to see a bonding scene with her. She doesn't need as much XP as the other characters who we can take to the field of battle. So whether or not it's smart to do these characters for the XP, I don't know. I'm just gonna spreading the love out since the guide doesn't specify that there's some that we have to do. So, and from what I remember, I was able to do all the bonding with every character on one playthrough through doing some save loading. So that's kind of what we're going with, but feel free to give more information about that in the comments so people can go down there and have a look if they want. But for now,
good luck on your midterms. I'll be wishing you the best. Remember, look over your notes early and often. You don't want to get flustered on the exam and forget everything and fail.
I'm curious to see how the tests will treat you. Just make use of everything you've learned and you should be fine. Alright, we have one more study point. So we've studied with Alisa and Laura, Emma and Fee, Towa, Elliot and Machias, and Jusis and Gaius. That only leaves Crow in the technology building. So, let's go over. Is that the official name of this place? I thought it was like the engineering building. Engineering building. Well, let's head on over. Alright, you two. Get ready. Let's just make sure we've done everything that we can do here before we go. Indeed, there's something we've forgotten to do. I can see it now in the list as I'm going over it. It's a little hidden. But, essentially, it says... over here it is. Examine the book. A book entitled Military Science, a Primer, sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. Huh. This is one well-written book. The illustrations really bring things to life, too. Wait a second. This probably belongs to someone. Nobody would leave a book like this behind. I'm sure it'll be back soon. I'll just leave this here. Increase your knowledge of military science. Okay, nice. So, if we look it over, we've successfully done the 4 miscellaneous tasks right here. It should have given us a new note about Theresia, actually. So, let's check her out. She would be a second-year noble. Good team. While Emily is better at sports, Theresia is better at studying. She helped Emily study for the midterms. Ah, yeah. Then preparing for midterms, we've talked to Instructor Thomas, we examined the southwest bookshelf on the second floor in the library, we talked to Instructor Makarov, Instructor Mary, examined the bookshelf in the music room, talked to Beryl, talked to Becky and Hugo, examined this book right here in the gymnasium, talked to Vivian and Linda, and examined the northwest bookshelf in the literature club room on the second floor of the... Hold on a second, sorry, on the student union building. That's something we forget to do. That's where we have a guide. Holy smokes. So many small things. But there it is. There it is. A book entitled Erebonian History and Pictures is on the shelf. What is this? It's more like a comic book than a traditional textbook. It does seem historically accurate though. Can't hurt to give it a read. Increase your knowledge of Erebonian history. That should be all of the midterm exam events done, which only leaves one bonding event with Crow. So, that is good, that is good. And just looking over the list, I think we should feel fairly fine with our performance today. The episode's over the hour mark, I do believe, but let's just do this with Crow. Hey there, Reen. What's up? Hold on, let me guess. You were studying away nice and diligently when your orbital lamp suddenly went out. Swing and a miss. You two seem pretty relaxed despite how close to midterms you're getting. Who do you think you're talking to? I know better than anyone that it's pointless to start studying this late in the game. How's that working out for you? Crow's actually pretty good when it comes to the practical stuff. Survival skills, first aid, and all those kinds of things. Really? See? All stuff you don't need to study for. But if you're feeling shaky about any of it, I'm happy to teach you a thing or two. Study with Crow. This will consume a study point, and afterward, the time of day will advance to evening, and the main story will proceed. Let's do it. Sure, I'll take you up on that. Wait, you serious? The idea of Crow teaching anyone anything is a little unnerving. Were you just joking? Nah, it's cool. Might as well show you the ropes. Cool if you borrow a chair or two, George. Go for it. And so, Crow passed all of his knowledge on to Reen. That about sums up what they'll be testing you first year, son. You should probably make sure you've got the CPR down too. I do actually need to brush up on that. You think it'll come up? It's only one of the most basic things anyone would expect out of a Thors student, so it wouldn't hurt to know. Right, here's how it goes. If you find someone who's collapsed, first up is checking whether or not they're conscious. If they're unconscious, it's safe to assume that they're in trouble. Next, you're gonna want to shout for help. You're not gonna want to try and handle this on your own, got it? The more people you have helping you out, the better their chances are to survive. That makes sense. Next up is making sure they're breathing. If they aren't, or something's weird about the way they are, it's CPR time. This basically involves giving them a repeated combination of chest compressions and rescue breaths. You need to keep this up until their pulse and breathing return, got it? Don't give up until the very end. Understood. He does seem like the kind of person I could count on in a jam. I guess George was right about him being good at practical stuff. Now all you've got to do is put that into practice. If you see a girl in need, you better get right in there. When she wakes up and sees you've saved her life, instant fireworks. Your hands and lips are in the right spots already. Every time I think anything positive about you, you go and say something like that. Oh well, this was useful though. Thanks for taking the time to teach me. Good luck, my son. Go out there and get some good grades for me. Aw, you're alright. You're alright, Crow. Oh. Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't even realize because of the rain. Guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms. Well, everybody, this is Carl during editing. That was just a wonderful place for us to leave off. We go straight into lots of cutscenes, lots of great moments after that, so that's really deserving of an episode of its own. Tune in next time for that. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Carl, and this has been Trails to Completion.